All right, everybody here in IB History. Here we are in week 2 of digital learning. We are going to go through and do these 5 days of assessments. Uh, since you're already here, you probably have seen that week 2 assessment now is at the top, and this will follow suit as we go throughout the school year. The newest week will always be at the top, and then the rest will follow. If you go back into week 2, we're looking at this video at the top for day 1. And then after you watch the video, I'd like you to read this article about revisionist history. But before we get into that, I want to kind of show you a little presentation of what you're going to be making, which is this little video that
All right, this is my revisionist.
you will find on Flipgrid. But before we get to that, I want to talk about what this project actually is. And we're going to look at the goal, role, audience, situation, and project of what you will eventually do on Friday or the end of the week. So your goal is to basically create a revisionist history project detailing a personal look at your summer break. And you're going to present this project to the class, evaluating it for the historical relevance of your accounts total as it relates to history. So you personally are going to present as a revisionist historian a photo and a history of your summer break. And you're trying to convince the audience that yours is the most accurate account. The target audience is your peers, or at least one of your peers, to convince them that yours is the most accurate historical presentation of the summer. Eventually, the situation or the challenge is to try to get all the interpretations of these accounts together to then develop an analysis or a 2 to 3 paragraph essay saying this is the most accurate account of the summer. And then the product will be this photo presentation on Flipgrid with also this evaluation of those accounts. So the task is to work individually and provide this presentation, as well as then going through the process of what will be your evaluation. So what that looks like in these assignments is, first, you're going to go read this article, and then you're going to actually listen to the revisionist history presentation, which comes from a podcast, and there's some questions that go along with that. And then you're going to go through and do the plan and creation of the presentation. That will include first doing this graphic organizer, which will allow you to kind of look at the idea of who, what, when, where, and why, and kind of develop how you're going to present that. And then eventually you're going to click on Flipgrid, go with the join with Google and put your district address, which will actually bring you back to the Flipgrid video that I created and you can watch. And you will then add your Flipgrid presentation. You can submit in here your Google Doc graphic organizer, and that will be graded. And then the final aspect of this is, once you have that Flipgrid uploaded, the presentation created, as well as your graphic organizer, you will then in here get a kind of final summative project grade, where you will then eventually write an essay that takes at least 2 to 3 other accounts, and you write a 1 to 3 paragraph essay, basically explaining the most accurate representation of revisionist history of the summer of 2020. And that's going to go in here in this assignment. And you can get back to the Flipgrid link